Good news, everyone. This episode of Flipper Flicks is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. We recently joined as a member, and you can too. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Cue the singing giraffes!
Boo to you, boo to you, boo to you, boo 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 to you and you.
Ladies and gentlemen, listeners and ghouls, Adam, Tim, and I have come together at the spookiest time of year to say boo to you as we proudly present a Flipper Flicks Halloween-ish episode.
Woo! That was our attempt. It went very smoothly.
Yeah, definitely.
I was chuckling, yeah.
It was. I want to say thanks, Sam, for helping me with that intro there.
Yeah, he signed me up to do it, and I was like, oh, that's long.
It's a boo to you. It's the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party intro for their parade. So we listen to it around this time of year, and it is 2 days before Halloween.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! I'm totally really ahead of myself, even though we're recording earlier than this. But that's besides the point.
Trying to get hyped for Halloween.
Yeah, I am.
Always hype for Halloween.
Well, this year they already started doing the spooky, scary skeleton TikTok dance, and I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that come out on October 1st, I was pumped for Halloween.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down my spine.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn that this year.
Yeah.
You bet.
I'm gonna try to learn that this year. Speaking of social media, we have some.
We got it.
Yep. We're on Instagram and Twitter at FlipperFlix. That's where you can find us. I guess we should tell you about our podcast a little bit. We're a movie podcast. We review films. Sometimes we just make really long intros.
Yeah, I know. Who needs an actual episode when you can just do a very long intro?
Yeah, just a whole intro episode. Yeah. Anywho, on social media, we'll tell you what we've been watching,
y'all.
Where you can watch it, these things, and
these movie things.
Sometimes we do some slice of life things. I'm sure we'll do something for Halloween. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but considering this is our 31st episode, right before October 31st, we'll probably do something special. So keep your eye out there. Yeah. We also release episodes,
Occasionally.
on yep.
What day?
On Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on certain podcasting platforms,
Like Amazon podcasts. Apparently that's on Amazon Music now.
Yeah.
We made it. We're in the big leagues.
But we're also...
Jeff Bezos is paying us nothing.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
But we're also on the regular podcasting platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So, over to you, Tim. What did we watch and why did we watch it?
Woo! The category was Adam. Tell him.
How did you miss that?
Miss what?
That was the category, Tim.
Exactly. What was it, Adam?
Oh yeah, we missed Alien. We did.
No.
What?
Oh wait, we missed that, right?
How did you miss that? How did we miss that?
Okay, because I thought you were saying how did you miss that to me?
No, that was the category.
Category name.
Oh
I
boy.
was like, what?
Yeah, Adam, what was it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was.
Classic. Okay, anyway, yeah. So who done it? Adam hadn't seen this movie. For some reason, I didn't write stuff down when I get annoyed. I don't know, when you guys say something you haven't watched something. I don't know. I give a big old gasp or whatever. Anyway, but we stumbled across Alien, and Adam apparently had never seen it, which we had to write that. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's just wrong. That's just
Yeah, that's
I've
true.
seen the new ones.
Yeah,
I'm one of those basic bitches.
I hear you. You missed the important one.
Now
anyway,
I explain it all.
I guess I can give the synopsis now for it, and I'm gonna butcher it. Ridley Scott's classic sci-fi chiller about 7 astronauts who find intergalactic horror in deep space. Tom Skerritt plays the captain of the spaceship Nostromo, whose crew is picked off one by one by a seemingly indestructible creature. Sigourney Weaver is the tough Ripley, who faces the killer in a final showdown that made movie history.
It's like a Turner Classic movie if I've seen one.
It's just purely, basically a classic.
It is a classic at this point, Sam. Quit making that face.
No, I'm gonna out myself as an idiot, but did Ridley Scott do both versions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the balls on that. Hey, I did the first one, and I'm gonna remake my own shit.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Well,
that's pretty great.
those aren't remakes.
Yeah.
The new ones aren't remakes. They're
Continuations?
no.
They're
Prequels?
They're
What?
before this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so Ash is not equal to Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
But they kind of serve the same fucking role.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well,
I guess we can get into that, but I'm just saying, I know they're before, but
we'll
they're
dig
so
into it
late.
here in a second.
They kind
Well, that's part of it. But I guess I can give the reviews real quick before we dive too deep. I don't have the Google one. I was just looking it up. It heard me typing, but
You say the other ones, I'll get you the Googs.
I was gonna say I can never find the Google one. It just everything I Google to find the rating from Google doesn't give me Google's rating. I don't know. All right, so
fucking Google.
Fucking Google. All right, IMDb was an 8.4 out of 10, and then for Rotten Tomatoes, the critics was 98%. And audience 94%, yeah, and that was 125 critics, and then it's irrelevant probably the users, but
yeah, no, I just don't care about that.
I doubt
number.
it's like 6, yeah.
It's 460,000, so it's like
it's only a couple people.
It's just like a small village.
Yeah, just a small village. Jim, you want me to ruin your guys' life?
Oh no.
Oh no.
It failed the Google test.
What?
By how much?
2%. It's an 88%.
Google.
Which honestly is the one. This is like the first time it's ever like really aligned.
There's one other time I thought we had, because I was gonna say that too, but I'm pretty sure we had one other time.
It's probably
where
like
they
12
were,
Monkeys
across the board. I'm not sure.
Nah, 12 Monkeys was lower. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Last
It
Samurai
was
possibly.
Recently, yeah, maybe.
It was in the last like 30 episodes.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, cool. I guess.
Kind of.
Expectations of you?
Spoilers!
Oh, yeah. Spoilers from 1979.
Yeah, no, it's only a few years later as well.
It's all good, though, because apparently there are people who have not seen this movie.
Yeah.
How dare!
Goddamn idiots. Idiots!
Idiots! Savage! Idiots! Yeah, Adam, fire away.
So this one. So fun fact, Sam is a massive Alien fan. When I say that, I'm talking about Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So I've seen Covenant a lot. Like, that's her movie when somebody comes over and she's just like, hey, you want to watch Alien Covenant? And I'm like, Sam, this is like the 7th person you've asked to watch Alien Covenant, and it's Tuesday.
I feel like I do kind of push it like a drug. Like, hey.
You literally pushed it last year. Last year, Tim and Taylor were over, and we watched Alien Covenant.
I know.
And I had seen it.
Yeah. So I've seen that one a lot, and I've seen Prometheus plenty of times. But Sam got into like the whole alien stuff, and she rented the first one, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna go play Ark and tame some dinos. So that's what I did instead. So like I know it's Ridley Scott's like masterpiece, so I was having high expectations going in.
Nice.
How about you, Sam? Round dose.
I mean, how do I say everything you just outed me about?
Just say ditto.
Just like,
Ditto.
that is my life. But anywho, so I've only seen this once.
Yeah.
That one time that I rented
Where
it.
she rented it.
And I feel like I watched it in the middle of the day or
You did.
something. Like right when
It
I
was
was ready
raining.
for a nap. And I was kind of just like blah about it, shockingly.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to watch it again because I was like, I just do not believe that it was blah. Like, there's no way. Especially with how much I love the other ones. I'm like, I just don't believe it. And Tim was like circling the room. I'm putting words in your mouth. Like, you were like pumped. So I was like, there's no way it was blah. It must have been like the day that I watched it. So I was excited to watch it. And I mean, regardless, I was like, it's probably going to be amazing. So, Tim, what about you? You picked it, so.
I saw it as a child.
Dang!
Yeah. This really impacted him.
Yeah, first time I watched it, I was a child, and I had nightmares, and I couldn't sleep for like a week. I don't even know how old I was, but I specifically remember that entire week. You know, when you're stepping through your house, like every friggin' dark corner, you're like, is it up there? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I naturally loved it.
Obviously.
And and it just shows that it's a classic with all the ratings. Everybody's like, yeah, and this series is still going on and whatnot. And
he's still working on the next one, right?
I think so, yeah. And there's a couple that are like branched off that are like, the Alien versus Predator sort of. Then like, but anyway.
We don't count those though, right?
Yeah, I was super pumped. Yeah, I was circling the room to watch this movie. I wanted to sit down and be comfortable and watch it, and I got too comfortable and I fell asleep, but that's okay.
What?
I was tired. But yeah,
it's not like there's a lot of dialogue. So like,
I mean, there's not.
It's easier, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think overall, I loved it. Or I
expected to love it again.
Yeah, expected to love it again.
I just want to comment before we get too far in. A, we watched it on HBO Max.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the Max. And B, the movie that Tim like scarred him for an entire week, Tim falls asleep into now. Like falls asleep to it now. Like let's dive deep into this guy's psyche.
I knew what was going on. I knew what was happening.
Yes, I know. I just think it's kind of funny. Like if you look at the.
Oh, absolutely. Go from a child that was scarred to just
like
another day.
Are we saying like 6 to 10? 10 to 11 to 13?
Yeah, somewhere. Okay. I don't think I was teens or even preteen yet. I mean, I was pretty young. Because it was one of those movies where, like, don't watch it, parents aren't home, and I fucking go. Well, I had to be a little older then.
Yeah, to, like, go snooping.
Yeah, oh yeah, I snooped hard. So I probably 10, maybe a little bit older than that. I don't know. I remember, like, it was either really late, because, I did my stuff in the shadows. I would go and sneak my games and my movies in the shadows.
Wow.
And so I there's many horror movies that I went and watched that I was told I was not allowed to by sneaking downstairs and watching them.
I got scared of Jurassic Park the first time I watched it, and then
that's understandable.
I was like 8.
Did bite people in half, so that is understandable.
Yeah.
Although this one
so
also.
I never really followed Tim's idea of I'm gonna keep sneaking all these horror movies that scare the living daylights out of me. I was like, these movies scare me. Let's not watch those. Let's just watch happy Disney movies.
So this is what makes a horror fan and what does not. Like, I think that's what we've discovered.
Yeah.
Well, now Tim's just watching the new version of Disney movies. He's been watching them since he was a child as well. Because I say this to bother Sam constantly. That 20th Century Fox is now part of Disney. So I'm like, hey, this is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Every time, without a doubt, I will say that.
Yeah. Well,
I gotta be consistent, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can write on my tombstone. Mm-hmm. He was consistent.
Let's get into Alien.
Alien.
Where plenty of people died and needed tombstones.
Plenty.
So there's your segue.
Yeah. What is your, like, how many people is plenty to you?
I mean, like, freaking the whole crew.
Like 6?
90%?
Yeah, like.
6 of
there
7?
There weren't very many people
6
in this
of
movie.
8?
Yeah.
Did you know in Israel, this movie was called The Eighth Passenger, which is a fucking lie? There are 9 passengers, god damn it. Mrs. or Mr. Jones is a passenger.
I was gonna say the cat, yeah.
Speaking of which, who the fuck brings a cat to space?
Yeah, seriously?
Like, why? What is the point?
I guess we're starting with the cat.
Yeah, we're going to start with the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm just confused.
The entire point of that was to fuck up with the motion detectors, but...
Oh, I know. Like, I figured that was the issue. Like, just to, give you a couple jump scares.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the cat, I believe. But
Yeah, but
Like, logically, like, as a viewer.
right, it sounded like somebody probably snuck it on they weren't supposed to. By I don't know their first initial reactions with it, and they're like the fucking cat. That's how I take it. They probably snuck it on there because how is a cat gonna live when you're going to whatever cryo sleep?
Right.
Which my first question was, do they put the cat in cryo? And then
Right.
they do later on in the
Yeah.
movie, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, there, let me scratch that note off.
Mm.
But they were carrying. Oh, you go, Tim.
I was just gonna say my beef in the movie is just has to do with the technology. Like they're in the future, right? They have this massive spaceship. It does all this stuff together. Sure, they're limited with studio power to show like technology, whatever, or like they use the time period, which is fine. But the whole interruption with their connection to the video and stuff was a little odd to me because it didn't seem like there was too much atmospheric interference on the
Yeah.
planet, but somehow there was. I mean, maybe getting on that ship was part of it.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking to myself, that's only like a mile that they went away from the ship, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Ridley Scott redid it.
Redid what?
He redid the Alien movies.
He didn't.
So that he can. He added more Alien movies to make more, like, I don't know. He also I think he reuses the name Dallas.
So
Tennessee.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Anyway, those were already planned, kind of like Star Wars was planned in the same sense.
Like
He
1
had
through
already
6,
planned those to come out like
Oh.
this. That was like from what I remember researching, that was the idea, was to have a gap and to have to come out later. So there was no like intended like just a remake out of nowhere. It was fully the idea was already there to make another series because he's only had the 2 come out, right? And then there's
Yeah.
another one coming out. Yeah. So I believe there's only
yeah.
3 of like the newer ones again, and that was the whole time period and everything was meant to be this way.
Did you know that these are supposed to exist in the Blade Runner universe as well?
Really?
that was
I
a little
like
weird.
that. Yeah, that's cool. Actually.
This is from Ridley Scott himself, so.
Right. I mean, I'm sure he's kind of like what's his face with everything being in the same universe.
Good old
What's his face?
Yeah,
talking about, like,
Pennywise, The Shining.
Oh, Stephen King.
There we go. Yeah.
I thought I was gonna go with Miyazaki,
Yeah,
which
there's
there
no,
again.
no.
What's his
Here
face
comes
is to fill in there.
here comes that great division of Adam and Tim's movies as a child. We go with Stephen King and then the Ghibli films.
You're right.
When we think of same universe, also Pixar as a general shout out in singular universes. In those Star Wars movies, those are all one
yeah, that's
universe.
where I thought.
What?
Is that not right?
I mean, yes, but or Tim could have said all the Marvel films.
Yeah. Anywho, there's a lot of one universe.
Yeah.
So I'm a like try and throw away Tim's beef real quick.
Okay.
Because like I just want to say like for 1979 that I thought the set looked pretty good.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm just saying their technology was faulty, like in the
Oh,
universe.
okay.
To where I was like, it all looks really good, really well done. It makes sense for the time period, like what it looks like, and technology is advanced, you can tell. But
Yeah.
then, like, you fucked up with the video? Like, that was my beef. It's a very small beef. It's just, like,
Yeah. Okay.
silly, but it's the same thing as, like, the cat. It's there for a reason. It's just there to be, like, to add to the atmosphere, the struggle.
Yeah, because I was like, the first note I had was, oh wow, this set looks really nice.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought they did a good job. And like,
Yeah.
it's like on par with like Star Wars and like A New Hope.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they were only a couple years apart.
Yeah. And I mean, like, even, okay, so, like, to add to that, at the beginning, you get the big opener, the drums and the trumpets or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this brings me back, and now I feel old. Because I was like, that's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
dated. And then it goes into, like, showing, like, the ship flying. I'm like, oh, man, this might be a little rough. I'm going to be sad. And then it goes to the ship, and I'm like, oh, this actually looks really good. Like, when
Right?
they're inside. So I was like, okay, never mind. I take all of that back. So
And it was before they tried to get really fancy with the CGI, I feel like. So they had to make proper sets.
Yeah. I agree, because I think, like, visually, like, I actually thought it was, like, top notch. Like, so I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. When they landed on the planet
Yeah.
for the SOS call, and he like repels down into the pod, like the egg room. When it panned out and he was teeny tiny, and it was the whole big like cavern part of the ship.
Like when you saw the big dude?
After that, when he goes down the hole.
Oh, yeah. Where I was like, oh, shit, there he is.
Yeah, it was just so pretty. Like, I was like, oh, I want that as a wallpaper.
Very cinematic, whatever that word is.
And there were plenty of shots like that I was like, oh, wow, that's, like, amazing. And I was expecting it to look a little rougher on the edges just because it's so old, but it didn't.
No, it didn't at all.
I was honestly, I'm going to keep on with that. So they actually used Ridley Scott's kids to make the giant Prometheus man look bigger.
Oh, nice.
Funny enough, they almost cut him.
Oh.
And I wrote down, I thought that he came out from Prometheus. Like, he wasn't in, like, the OG.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How do you explain
I'm confused.
him?
Are you talking about the giant dude?
Yeah, the giant dude. Is he not the same dude that is in
No, he
Prometheus?
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I thought Prometheus was, like, that was the end-all, be-all, that beginning of that guy.
Right.
And then we see that, and I was like, oh, fucking A. Like, there he was. Right away.
Just harkening back that he had planned all of
it,
basically.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just super surprised.
Yeah.
Dude, but, Tim, you were talking about, like, how the beginning gave, like, the horns and everything. Mm-hmm. They actually do a very similar intro to Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Where they're, like, going through the bottom of the ship.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, it's the same production studio, so this is not that surprising.
Yeah.
But.
Well, I just want to throw in, since we're talking about all the shots and everything, I just want to throw in the music gets me so pumped. Like, I was just, like, so pumped all the time. So, like, a lot of the beginning, it's, like, really quiet, right? And you just hear, like, the music in the background. It's got you kind of eerie.
Yeah.
And then, like, later on, when you first see, like, the ship when they land on the alien planet and all there is the music, I was just like, I am so fucking pumped. Like, I had no other things to say. Like, the music just gets me hyped every time.
Was it A Quiet Place that you were like, this is an alien universe, because the trailer had very similar music? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was really upset.
It's just a really good thing, if done well, to have low lines, I guess, or I don't know what the word is right now, because I'm, me. And then have the music
few bits of dialogue.
carry it. Yeah, low dialogue, and have the music carry the movie can work very well in, like, a movie like this or A Quiet Place, if you do it correctly. And both show that it's done correctly. Like, it's just so good.
Exactly.
Now, we talk about doing stuff good, right?
Yeah.
And them space diapers.
Space diapers?
Space diapers.
Okay.
They were in the cryo sleep. They get out, and I'm like, those are some interesting underwear you got, sir.
I didn't notice it, but I believe you. Because I know that you were saying, like,
the woman had a band of tape over her chest. And that's it.
Well, they don't want to, like, get too hot when they're sleeping.
I mean,
forever.
I understand that. Mm-hmm. I understand completely.
Very practical.
Very practical.
Also, like, I don't know how the whole cryo sleep thing works, but just in case you might need a diaper, like.
Right. I was like, I mean, it was smart to put a diaper on, incontinence and everything.
Mm-hmm. If you don't immediately cryo sleep, you're covered.
Yeah.
What about the poor cat? Did he have a space diaper?
Dude,
he needed one.
Probably. I mean, they cryo an entire litter box. It's just what they do.
Oh gosh. Cat doesn't actually sleep. Like, cleans her the whole time. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. The cat is actually also a robot.
Yeah. Android.
So
thank you.
Android. Cyborg.
Android.
Wait, are you guys fucking with me?
No, he's an android. What
Really?
do you mean? No, not the cat. We were fucking around about the cat.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
I was just arguing with Adam about Ash being an android or a cyborg.
No, you were arguing with me that, and I was arguing about the cat, and I was like,
That's why I was like, wait a minute.
but I was correcting you in the terminology in this movie because they're androids, not cyborgs.
okay. I'm
like,
glad that we're on the wrong
Robots
pages.
are programmed, cyborgs are part people and robot, and androids are artificial intelligence, the way that I understand it.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And the cat is not any of those. Just to be clear.
How do you know?
Well, we don't know. That's the thing, because Ash also got out of a cryo tube.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I
It's
mean, they kind of
assumed.
go over that in Prometheus when they introduce Fassbender as the android.
When yeah, Magneto shows up and everything.
Yeah, like they talk about, because in this movie it's a big like reveal,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
huge. Like it's really well done, because like
All
the whole
the
time you
milk?
can tell he's acting weird and stuff. Like
Yeah.
you can tell he's like he acts weird, but you don't think really anything of it unless you know he's an android, because
I don't
it's
know.
like
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, from your perspective, Adam, what was he like? Because it was
Well, he followed the old trope of drinking milk. So I knew he was not. He was like at least an anti-hero.
yeah.
I actually
okay.
had that written down. What kind of psychopath drinks plain milk?
Yeah.
Also,
you're right.
it's not milk, but continue.
It's totally milk.
It
totally looks like
it's
milk.
definitely
There's a-
milk, but I'm pretty sure the androids they
Yeah.
don't drink milk. It's like, and I don't know why. It's just a substance that he drinks to look
Yeah.
more human. It has nothing to do with actual functionality, but it is what like is in them.
I was surprised by it because I didn't think. I thought Michael Fassbender was going to be the OG robot dude.
Mm-hmm.
What is his name, Sam?
I can't
David?
remember.
David.
Yeah.
Why am I the one that remembered that?
I haven't
Ha!
seen those movies in
Anyways,
forever.
Yeah,
Since,
I was gonna say,
um,
now I gotta watch them.
since
but-
like November, October of last year.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I just want to insert this in here real quick because when Tim was like, "Oh, I'm so pumped! Like, I want to watch it with you." I should have said this earlier, but I just want to say what Adam was doing this whole movie, like basically biting his fingernails off. The
I
whole
bite my
time.
fingernails constantly.
But I
That's-
will
Yeah.
say, like, when Ash was revealed as a robot, he literally just turns his face and flat faces me. So I don't know what that meant, but I was just like, I don't know if that was surprise, like, anger.
It was more of the. I told you he was a baddie.
Yeah. Well, because
Yeah.
we're talking about the
Yeah.
subs.
I didn't. That part, I was just like, well, it was more of the fact his face was just all.
Yeah, because he was, like, sweating he was oozing the...
Yeah, he was oozing milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I always
It
wonder
literally
about
isn't
that.
milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, but I
No.
I feel
Like on his face at the end, it's not milk because it would have. Because they said that they tried it with milk and it made all the lights on it made it go rancid really quick and smelly.
Ew.
So they did not do that on his face. They used other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was.
But
like,
milk
drinking
was
milk.
used elsewhere.
Yeah, like the
Anyhow.
spraying and shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, like, it was weird to me that he like bleeds and stuff. So, because I always wonder, that stuck with me every time I see this movie. I'm like, did she like damage him in there, or what happened that he's just leaking it all of a sudden? 'Cause
yeah.
Yeah.
it's clearly there to throw you off. Like when he first comes over and it's like coming off his head, you're like, the fuck, and then then you discover
Yeah.
he's an android. But
Well, yeah, because hadn't they, like, kind of wrestled around and fought a little bit before then?
Yeah,
so
into
I was
the
kinda
splood
thinking,
room?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, like, oh, maybe he hit his head or something, and, like, that's
Yeah.
why. But then he's, like, you don't see anything, so.
right.
I mean, it's an android. I know, Tim, you're saying he's artificial intelligence, but he's programmed. He has an initial program, so maybe the undertowing development was like, hey, you know what? We're going to make him sweat milk.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe.
Which is probably his oil,
I mean,
but
so
his fluids.
fast forward to Prometheus or whatever, they explain more about the androids, how the shape they have, why they're so human. It's to make people feel comfortable, and
Yeah.
the reason
Yeah.
they don't tell people, obviously, is because it would make them feel uncomfortable, and they want to hide because they have those secret agendas.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
From Mother?
you could tell, yeah. I mean, they obviously have those programmings, but they have the capability of learning. So it's like, my opinion, the difference between an android and a robot.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
They
it
learn,
is.
they adapt, whatever, but they still have command codes, that they can't overwrite necessarily.
Order 6.
Yeah, order 6. But what was I gonna say? I kind of forgot.
Sorry, I threw you off.
No, you're good. I don't remember what I was gonna say though.
I'll change. I'll pivot real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think that, what did you think of the fact that it was just a basic SOS, not a basic, it was an SOS in binary,
Mm-hmm.
right? Versus Country Roads, where Tennessee and the newer ones,
Yeah, I know.
he's like, Country Road, take me home. That's
Yeah.
the tune that David was playing in Covenant.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
did you like that they changed it in the new one, or would you have preferred more of a callback of another binary sequence being sent out?
I don't know that it was a binary sequence that was sent out. That's just how they received it, and they
Okay,
were able to
yeah.
decipher it. You know what I mean? I don't think it initially, because it's an alien language, so
That's true. That's true.
It's still human, but it's spoilers. But it alien language.
Yeah.
So I think it was just for them to read. But I mean, again, the time period, having shit scroll across the screen, I don't know. But I don't. What do you think, Sam? I mean,
I was just gonna say, like, I think they said it was like.
It was a warning signal.
Well, they did say that, but I think before that they said it was like. They kind of assumed it was an SOS, right? Like, because they said something like...
A 12-something sequence.
Yeah. And so they were like, oh, you thinking an SOS or something like that? So I think they did make an assumption based on that. But moving forward, like, I don't know. I kind of liked that it was, like, country roads because the way that they reacted to that would be the way that a normal person would react.
Yeah.
I would say, like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm
that's
totally
country
gonna go
roads.
there.
I'm
like,
telling you that. Like, there's got to be something that brings you there. So I think that's, like, more, it draws you in more, but at the same time, an SOS signal, like, as a normal human, I mean, I'm conflicted about this because me personally, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck if it's an SOS.
You would be like the engineers.
Yeah, like,
I think that's what their role was.
I'm not going down there, like, sorry about your luck. This is a commercial flight thing. Like, we have a plan. We're off course. I don't give a rat's ass if mother woke us up. Like, I'm going back to cryo sleep. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's kind of, like, what I would do. But I do see, like, the flip side of the coin is, like, well, if you think it's an SOS, then there is the idea that you could want to be a good person and save them. So it's...
Yeah, because, I mean, you could be in that place.
Yeah, whereas I think country roads just more piques your curiosity, and you're like, well, I gotta go down and see what's going on down there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, I'm trying to piece those two together because it's like I haven't seen Prometheus or Covenant in a while, and I love those movies, and I definitely want to watch all of them again now, starting from Alien.
Right? Yeah.
Minus some of the Predator movies, you know, obviously, but
because they're not the same.
No, they're not meant to be in the storyline. But anyway, the Country Roads one is David luring people.
Yes.
This one was a warning that.
Yes.
I don't understand why it was a warning. It makes sense for this movie, but I don't understand why it changes in Prometheus because it would have been. I kind of. David still did it, but like. Because the guy sitting in the chair clearly would not have made a warning if you have seen Prometheus and Covenant.
Right.
He wouldn't care.
Right.
So I don't know, unless he changed at the last second before, you know, whatever, and changed his mind.
It might have not been it might have been a warning for his people.
Right, a readable warning or something.
Yeah, like
they
for
would have
them
been
it
like,
would be a warning.
okay, we got to go down there with caution, but.
Yeah.
While everybody else reads it as SOS.
Right.
So, I think it was to his people rather than...
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, I don't know that it's like, I wonder if the warning was also an assumption on their part. Or no, she was able to decipher it.
She did assume still.
Yeah,
she didn't fully understand it. She just thought it might have been a warning. It just felt more like a warning than an SOS to her.
Yeah, so
but
I
she
just
couldn't really...
Right? Like, I was like, she couldn't really decipher it. And, like,
right.
We know that Mother kind of has her own agenda. So I wonder if really it still was more of a lure in this one, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, it's a lure in both ones, but it's more...
Yeah, Mother could have tampered.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you think there could have been some more lights in Mother?
I mean, I liked the amount.
I know.
Like, but there probably could have been, yes.
I thought the funny hanging lights, the strip lights on the bottom of the ship, I thought that was entertaining. But
Yeah.
It's like, at least they tried.
I thought it was kind of stupid that all 7 of them went down. First off, let's just say this. You're towing 20 million tons of rare minerals or something. Space rocks. Mm-hmm. And that ship is massive. Only 7 people? 7.
I know. That was one of my things too. Like, what the...
Like, that's the most unbelievable part for me.
I think that's budgetary and whatever stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you can't...
They were arguing over bonuses. I would assume it's budgetary.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea is, like, you're alone. There's not, like...
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be a mass amount of people when it comes to this movie, because it would have been, like, a slaughter movie, more of a, you know, than it would have been to
Texas
get the
Chainsaw
same
Massacre sort of
numbers or
deal.
idea. Yeah, it probably would have felt a little off if this alien's just running around sawing people in half and shit like constantly.
True.
Which
Compared to picking somebody off one at a time and you're slowly getting more alone, you know.
Was it Covenant? Yeah, it was Covenant where they actually didn't wake the rest of the people up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they actually he pivoted himself.
Right, and I thought that was cool because I thought in this one too they mentioned at some point that there's more people, but I don't remember. Like I thought they said are we gonna wake the rest up or something? But maybe that's when I was falling asleep. I don't know.
I didn't catch that if they said that.
No, I think I'm just like thinking of the other ones or something.
But we also had to understand, why did they send all 7 of... Like, they basically left the giant ship in space by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Somebody
leave one
could
guy
come
up there.
Jack it, yeah.
Here, just quick Grand Theft spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because there's so many people.
I know, in deep space, on this random space, like in this random star system.
Yeah.
I just thought it was weird that it was all 7. That's my main thing.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And to kind of go along with that, like, can you imagine being, like, the aliens on said planet? Because that ship is so loud when it, like, lands. And, like, they immediately turn on the floodlights, and it's like, if I'm Tim trying to take a nap as an alien, like, damn, I'm awake now. Like, you didn't even try to come in, like, not hot. So, yeah, that would be crazy. It's like, kind of like the environmental stewardship thing. Like, we don't give a crap. Like, we are here to rescue someone. Get over it.
But dude, so we were talking about how amazing, like, their, like, set design is. Mm-hmm. I found one part hilarious.
Okay.
It was their spacesuits.
Yeah.
Their exhaust was on the top of their head, just giving like a. And I'm like, that's interesting.
Like a little poof of cloud above them.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I got my first quote.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
And it's related to the world today.
Oh.
If we break quarantine, we could all die. Ripley.
Well, I was actually going to say, like,
That was hilarious.
I just find it interesting that they're basically like, well, okay, well, it's not... It's kind of, like, not as much of a beef once you know, like, Ash's mission, right? But, like, if you... At this point, we don't know Ash's mission. So you're like, oh, yeah, like, something attached itself to him. Like, yes, let's immediately let him in. And, like,
what the fuck?
We're just gonna let him in. And, like, good on Ripley for being, like, kind of pressing him more, obviously, and being like, you broke quarantine. You know what I mean? Like, you know the first rule of science. But I'm just thinking, like, if I'm out there walking around, like, let's say I'm that Lambert chick that's out there because she's pooping her pants the whole movie.
She is.
And you see that it just, like, attached itself to one of your comrades. You'd be like, yeah, no, I'm good. You can just stay.
I'm gonna leave him.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna carry him back.
When he's getting face fucked?
No, not me. But, I mean, I guess you all are just learning that I just don't give a fuck about other people, apparently. Like, I just think when aliens are on the line, man, like, every man for himself. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, The Thing is proof of that, but...
Yeah.
I love that movie, too.
I've never seen it.
Oh! What? Oh my! I better get this category again in the future.
I was gonna say write it down so that you have it
down. Holy cow!
It's basically Among Us, right?
That.
No, like Among Us is like very
bring
similar, right?
Did you just bring up that shit game?
I love the game.
That game is dog shit. If you want a game that's like that, that's the social disorder or whatever it's called, I can't think of it because you just threw me off.
Harumph.
Project Winter is a much better style game and actually is a lot more like that, like The Thing.
It's more like The Thing? Okay.
Because you actually fight back and stuff like that, and I love that game. Tyler and I played the shit out of that game a while back, and I wish that would get popular because it's really fun.
It's just not $5. So it's free.
Do what?
It's just more expensive. That's so it's just being stupid.
I can't remember if it is or if it's free to play. I don't think it's free to play. I'm not sure, but
I think it's $20.
you're probably right. But anyway, yeah, Project Winter's like more like that. But I hate Among Us. I hate it.
Okay.
Hot take.
Only because there are better games that are the same style.
Yeah.
But that one's just simple, so it caught on. But yeah, no, I'll play it. I don't give a shit. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so back to the face fuckers.
Yes.
I don't call them face huggers because they are putting babies in them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you do. I mean, you did call them face huggers.
That's literally what they're called.
Yeah.
Like that is by definition what they're called.
But
they put babies inside people.
So that they can explode out.
Classic.
It's amazing.
I know.
What's not to love?
So when they're like trying to take it off, they like cut it open and all the acid just pours out.
Yeah.
How do you stop that? Like it just stopped, right? And I was like, is this thing just gonna go through the whole hull?
Well, that's what they were worried about. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They just kept following it. Is it gonna make it, guys?
Using
it
the same
stopped.
picture of it over and over again.
Yeah.
So the way I kind of took that was like, as it ate through each layer, there's less and less of it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So like, it went
consumes
through
acid.
multiple layers. Yeah. So I think like at that point it just kind of like ran out of juice. That's what
No,
I'm
I got
assuming.
it.
Yeah,
But
that's absolutely.
I
what
agree.
happened.
Like it should have went all the way through out into space.
But
I think
Yeah.
it's just like it's supposed to be an acid that we don't fully understand, but we recognize as
a
something.
molecular
that is-
acid.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
Yeah.
just throw molecular in front of it. People won't
Sure.
question that.
Yeah.
sure.
But dude, I agreed with Parker or Brett, whichever one fucking said it. Just freeze it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah,
freeze
like
'em.
freeze him. But
Yeah.
then
We'll
you're sitting
deal
there
with it.
thinking like, no, 'cause that's the whole goal in the
Of
future
it, yeah.
ones, is to wipe out. Yeah, but
Yeah. But I'm like, my first thought would be like, yeah, let's just not deal with this shit. I'm gonna freeze it.
Yeah.
Ash and his whole fucking
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah, I think like it's kind of hard because your first thought is like, oh, I'm just like not gonna let him in or I'm gonna leave him to die, right, on the alien planet. Okay, so now we have Ash bringing him on board. So I think like freezing is a pretty solid plan.
Yeah.
Like, because what else could you have done?
Yeah.
At
Use
that
proper
point?
quarantine.
Yeah, like use proper quarantine, I guess. But then
That
isn't
alien
that
could
what they
get through
do
it.
in Covenant? She takes it to medbay and they quarantine it, and then it freaking goes crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, quarantine doesn't work either. So there you go. So freezing. I mean, maybe this next one he'll freeze it,
There we go. Maybe.
and then we'll get to see.
But they wanted to burn it, and I was like, fire scares everything. I mean,
I mean, fire melts things. So.
fire does melt things. I don't think it's melting a xenomorph.
Also,
Probably.
like when it burns, like do they know that if the acid's gonna be sedated inside
Explosive?
the body, or is it just gonna fucking go everywhere, or is it gonna explode? Like they didn't know.
Yeah. Also, what if it doesn't get hurt from it? Now you have an alien on fire running at you. Like you just
Right,
upped
yeah.
its damage.
That's worse.
Well, and then like even Ash says later on after he's like, you can't kill it. It's the perfect organism. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, well I'm gonna carry this flamethrower just because I feel
Just in
like
case.
it's safe, and I'm gonna we're gonna split up because I'm gonna need more ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
okay.
just don't split up. By the way, just don't. Just don't.
Yeah, that's
Just
a
don't.
classic scary movie mistake.
Yeah. And when one person's like, let's abort, let's just fly away, abort and fly away, and then somehow the alien will be on board
Yeah.
because it
Somehow.
totally knew to weirdly cram itself in that corner.
Oh my god, that
That's
was
the classic
amazing though.
I
Like
know.
It's so good.
they
Do you want to
set
hear
it
the
up.
stupidest part?
Sure, tear it apart.
Ridley Scott wanted her to be completely nude and then get sexually aroused by her.
Oh, okay, that is weird. I'm glad
Yeah.
they took that away.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say like,
You're welcome for the
thanks for
listeners out
ruining
there.
that.
Yeah, I
but
know.
I was thinking like, I really like that scene because there's like 3 explosions, right? And then she's like, "I got you," and like. It's great because the music, you can tell, like, she didn't get him, but, like, you want to root for her, right? But then you got the music that comes back, so I think,
Yeah.
like, that was amazing. And then the fact that, like, it blended in so well, like, just like chilling up there. I mean, it's a classic jump scare, and I loved it.
Right.
So thank you for ruining it, though.
You're welcome. Did you like the jump scare with the cat in the locker that doesn't make sense how it got into the locker in the first place?
Dude, okay, so
The cat was the biggest confusion for me.
we have a rule in this household. If the cat does not care, it is not something that you should be worried about, right? And so, like, in the beginning of the movie, the cat's not worried, right? The first time the cat gets freaked out is when it's in the locker. Although at that point, like, the alien's already loose, so you should have been freaking out. So
Yeah.
it was a little bit of a slow-to-learn cat, I think.
Then Brett's going and chasing Mrs. Jones. First off, you split up. Again, we just went over this. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finds this, like, condom wrapper that is just...
The skin,
like, the used condom that is the skin. I was just like, this looks so... I know what it is. It just looks so goofy.
Right, but
Well, I was
I was
gonna
just
say, I
laughing.
like that scene because the cat's in the corner just watching him die like a
right.
fucking
Oh,
cat.
it's
Cause like,
it's good. Yeah, it's just like goddamn cat. Like
Yeah.
it hisses and then he dies and it's like. Yeah.
it's yeah, like oh that guy just died, like classic cat, just a roommate chilling.
It's like, hey, bro, I'll lure him if you don't impregnate me. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the deal they made on
Oh,
the
dude.
side.
What was really weird during that scene, Sam got up to pet our cat.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, like, leaned over just like Brett was. And I'm like, where's
See,
the
it's
alien
already
coming from?
working on you. Yeah, it's already working on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
He's not gonna be
hilarious.
able- He's not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
No, I'm probably gonna be pretty good. I got jump scared at Hollywood Studios already. Come on, great movie ride. Come
Oh
on,
yes,
Sam.
yes.
May it rest in peace. But they had the alien drop down on you through a vent.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
was
cool.
frightening.
I didn't realize it had like usable hands.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in the newer ones, he just kind of runs.
Yeah, the newer ones, it's kind of like a velociraptor where it just like runs
Yeah.
forward. But I remember being confused by that the first time I saw this one too. Like, I think if you see the OG first, like you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it just, morphed or whatever. But yeah, I remember being confused by that because I was like, oh shit, there's hands. And then like the whole 5 million sets of teeth thing, I don't think they really
Honed in on that.
do in the new ones either.
They do.
But
They have
not
all
like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
Like the innards coming out sort of
Yeah.
thing.
You're talking about the tongue?
Sure.
The xenomorph-
teeth and
the
then
mouth?
the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
they do
shoots
the
out.
double teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very. I mean, they still stick to that because that's how it
Yeah.
impregnates people.
Yeah, and also that gives a whole new term for tongue punching.
True.
Yeah, sorry, I had to. Tim, now, I have not seen Aliens or Alien 3. Sigourney Weaver's in the second one, Aliens, right?
She's in all three of them. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I believe she is.
Is there a giant clamper bot in one of them? Like, did she ever get into, like, an exoskeleton sort of robot and fight?
Yes.
Okay. Because in every parody of Alien, they always have her jumping into it. And then we got to the end of this movie. I'm like, all right, clamper bot go. There is no clamper.
Yeah, it's in one of them specifically.
I think it's the Alien Queen one, because I know that wasn't the first one. But
It's been so long since I've seen them that I remember this one pretty well, but I can't remember those ones very well. Like I was picturing what I believe is the beginning of the second one as the end to this one.
oh, okay. I know David Fincher does one of them.
Oh.
Fight Club director. Yeah. Tim, you got any more notes?
Double
Sam?
check here.
I do. I was honestly shocked how long Lambert lasted, considering she was pooping her pants from the very
The
beginning.
entire time.
Right? Like I thought
I
she was
mean,
gonna
those
get picked
people
off first.
typically, yeah, they either die immediately or they last to the end.
That's true, but I had her pegged to
Dude,
die immediately.
She was the second to last person. She was the
I
last
know.
person.
Look at her go. The
I
scaredy
know.
cat gets the almost live.
I think I read that this movie, they didn't, like, when they first wrote all the characters, they didn't give them genders.
Oh.
Like, Sigourney, like, Ripley is a generic name. It could have been a dude.
Well, from what I understand, Ridley Scott wanted a female lead,
Okay.
like a female
Okay.
protagonist that survives.
Good. I
Yeah.
think he did a damn good job with one.
Yeah.
It just doesn't match every other one. Sorry. I can go down a rabbit hole on that, but I'm not going to.
So Tim, notes?
Notes?
I think I'm done. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
One last question before we get to the cast. So, if you were on a spaceship, what role would you be? Like, what would you think your role would be on the ship?
The cat.
Okay, so Sam's the cat.
She's gonna be the bystander that makes the deal with the alien that's killing everyone.
Yeah.
Tim, how about
So
you?
she's Ash.
Congrats.
I mean,
sounds
I'd
fair.
like to think of, like, are we just picking these people's roles? Or...
No, like, I would be the navigator. Like, that is my thing. I
I want
like
to fly the
navigate.
bitch. I want to be that
Okay,
guy.
so Tim's the pilot.
That makes sense.
I'll direct you. You
I
fly
want
the
to fly the
bitch.
bitch.
And then Sam will fuck us over and kill us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right,
Sam's
so
the
we got a game
android.
plan. We got a game plan now, so
Yeah.
at least there's
That
that.
way no one can be surprised when anything happens.
I'm actually going to get into my other little bits of notes.
Alien factoids.
Yeah, so
It'll be interesting with these because I've, over the years, looked at a lot of, like,
Dude.
different stuff about it, so...
It's so many. I just got...
It's so fun when you can look at, like, there's a universe
Yeah.
like that and people talk about it constantly with movies. I love
It
that.
was like... So I only took down some notes because it was just getting overload.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was just so many.
You could do a whole bonus episode on them.
You really could. But the first one that I have is the tendons on the jaws of, like, the xenomorph were shredded condoms.
Nice.
That's amazing.
But they had actually, like, that was the first one I read, but most of, like, their, like, real life props, they went and explained it. Like, they're like, okay, so the face hugger was made out of this. We used onion rings when we dealt with Ash's brains.
Oh, nice.
Like, they went and, like, listed all that stuff. I
That's
just didn't
cool.
feel like writing it all down because it was so
Right.
much.
Yeah.
No, there's
that's
a ton
fair.
of it. Yeah, I mean the ingenuity they have back in the day, and like compared to like the stuff they can create now out of like plastics and whatnot, is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford turned down the role of Dallas,
Okay.
which probably because he was in the middle of Star Wars during this.
That's probably good too, since he's in Blade Runner and it's in the same universe.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, he
no.
doesn't want to be the space guy anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I think so. The original cut was 3 hours and 12 minutes.
Give me
dang.
that cut. What the heck?
Right.
The Ridley Scott walked around with a handheld camera himself. Like, whenever it was like a handheld moving around, that was him doing it.
Oh, that's cool.
Much of the dialogue was improv.
Mhm.
How many eggs do you think were in the room?
Ooh.
Like, actual created eggs.
Oh.
They made them themselves.
I would say
50
unless you
from
got enough-
Sam.
I was gonna say, like maybe 25. Like the first ones you can see that he kind of stands around, probably a group of like
Yeah.
25 or so.
130. I know, they went balls to the wall on
They're
that
like,
one.
we're making them. I'm really good at making these guys, so I'm just gonna keep
Yeah.
making them.
So I didn't, in the credits, I didn't notice this. They have the sound of a pod opening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like to like hint that more aliens exist.
Nice.
Oof.
And the where now?
Like in
the
the credits, you had to like blast your music because I
see.
did not do that. Well, apparently a lot of the dialogue was improv, and the working title of the film was "They Bite," which is funny because I don't think they ever actually bite at all. I mean, they like punch through them with the mouth, but
Yeah.
you're never seeing them gnaw.
Well, he
Right.
does do that, like he does, like, you know, chatter his teeth, for lack of
Yeah.
a better word. So, like, I get it, but I'm so glad they didn't go with that name.
I know. Okay, and then after the 130 eggs, how many minutes of screen time did the xenomorph have? There was 117 minutes. We'll start there.
It only has like 7 minutes, right? Like it's not.
Okay, so Tim's guess is 7.
17.
4.
4.
Yeah,
My first thought was 5.
yeah. The way they like would explain it to people, they're like, it's Jaws in space,
Yeah.
but different.
Definitely.
And I was like, yeah. And they do, like, I miss that, like, where they hide the creature the whole time, or they don't show it a lot.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit for the Blob, too. Like, I would say the Blob shows it more, but the whole build up to it is great.
Yeah.
And I wish they did do that more. But go ahead, Tim.
I mean, I was just gonna say that's part of what makes it great. I mean, it's the mystery behind the creature itself, and then what it's doing, what's going on, and you see it in like the shedded skin, and you're like, the fuck. And
Yeah.
Screwing with your
learn
imagination.
It's massive, and then you're the whole time you're like, I just want to see it, but at the same time, it's like it's so good when they keep that away from you
Yeah.
because you see little bits of it more and more here and there, and you see its primary attack sort of thing, and you're just like, what is this thing? So I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Agree. Ditto.
Ditto. What he said. Anywho, I'll get into the cast now. Ripley was played by Sigourney Weaver.
Shocked, I say.
Shocked, I know. You know, she's in Avatar, Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
She's the director lady. She's in
Yeah.
the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Wall-E, which is hilarious because she's just like she is the ship's voice in Wall-E, which is equivalent to Mother.
Yeah.
And then she also does that in Futurama. She does the Planet Express ship's voice once.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then she plays Sigourney Weaver in Finding Dory.
I know. She's like, I'm Sigourney Weaver and welcome to whatever aquarium. That always cracks me up.
Yeah. Dallas is Tom Skerritt.
Okay.
He's Tim. He plays Tim in the movie Top Gun. His name is Viper.
Oh yeah, Viper. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, I don't get that. There's no
Yeah.
Tim in that movie.
I had to picture him. Yeah. Which is weird. But continue.
Contact, The Dead Zone, and Steel Magnolias.
Nice.
Ash is played by Sir Ian Holt. Holm, not Holt. I read the wrong thing. Which, may he rest in peace, passed away this year. Mm-hmm. He is Bilbo Baggins in Lord of the
Yes.
Rings. We haven't had a Lord of the Rings person in a while.
Oh, yeah.
It was about time. But he's also in The Fifth Element, Brazil, and The Aviator.
Nice.
Parker is played by Yaphet Kotto. He's in The Running Man, Midnight Run, Live and Let Die.
Lots of running.
I was hoping the third one had run in it too, yeah. Kane is played by John Hurt. He is, in fact, Ollivander in Harry Potter.
Nice. Because when Adam first saw him, he's like, I think that's Ollivander. I'm like, dude, I
It
don't
was
know.
like the bags under his eyes. I'm like, those look familiar.
Those are baggy bags.
Like, I've seen those bags before. But he's in the show Merlin. He's the main character. He's probably Merlin. I forgot to look at that. He's in Snowpiercer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's in V for Vendetta.
Nice.
Tim's favorite. And then he plays John Hurt in Spaceballs, the movie.
Yeah.
He plays the scene where...
Nice.
Yeah, he does the chess scene.
Yeah.
And then Brett is played by Harry Dean Stanton. He's in The Green Mile, Twin Peaks, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Nice.
Another Terry Gilliam. Did you guys know that Terry Gilliam did The Man Who Killed Don Quixote?
So we're off
Okay.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, we're back to that one.
Okay.
Lampert was played by Veronica Cartwright. And holy shit, she was in The Birds. The Birds?
Like the
Birds?
Hitchcock movie?
Yeah, the Hitchcock.
The horror movie Birds. Yeah.
The Birds, yeah.
It's not, I don't think it's the Birds. It's just Birds.
That's
isn't
what
it?
IMDb said.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I
I
have
just
no
thought it was
idea.
in the same vein of Alien. It's not like the Alien, but
Yeah.
The
I don't know.
Alien.
She was in the Alfred Hitchcock one. I might have written down just be thinking like, it needs that. But she was also in Invasion of the Body Snatchers and The Right Stuff.
Okay, so she likes horror films.
Yeah, she was a very big actress. And I was just like, Lampert seems like a nobody.
Yeah, I didn't recognize her, but
Yeah,
good for her.
yeah.
And then, if you guys didn't know this, Ridley Scott directed it.
Shocked.
He did Alien, then he did Aliens, and then he did Alien 3. No, he didn't. That one was David Fincher.
Oh.
And then he did Alien Covenant. He did Prometheus. He worked on Alien Isolation, the video game.
Mm-hmm. Which is fun.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
I bought it for Sam, and then we've never played it. He also did The Martian, Sam.
Oh, I like that movie.
Yeah, I did too. Sam thought she was going to hate it, but she loved it.
Yeah.
Then he did Exodus, Gods and Kings, and Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a long movie.
Isn't he doing a show right now, too?
Yeah, like Raised by Wolves.
Yeah.
And then he's also done Gladiator.
Ooh.
And he's working on Gladiator 2, which in my opinion ruins it. But I've read about the screenplay, and it talks about Ghost Maximus coming around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a Jedi fucking thing. Like.
Yeah, I don't fucking get it, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, I don't know about
They've
that
been
one.
they've been trying to do this since the first one. Also, Russell Crowe does not look like that Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I've tacked on some mass. He's tacked on some mass.
He's lived comfortably, and rightfully so.
Yes.
True. I was gonna say also, if we wanted to shock one more time, Tim, this episode, I have not finished Gladiator.
She's never done it. I've tried so many times. So many times.
And I really love like
epics
like that, but I just always fall asleep, man.
We never turn it on at a good time.
We have an issue.
I know. We're just like movie sleepers. Even when they're good movies. I don't get it.
Never the movie. We're just like, yeah, I feel like napping now.
Yeah, it's my time.
Oh, the first movie, Tim, you fell asleep in Harry and the Henderson.
Oh, did you
I
really?
fell asleep like 90% of the movies we watch.
He just doesn't always.
What about Attitude Test? I bet you stayed up through that one.
That was the one where, yeah, I would stay up because I had to go, ah, and then pause it and run away. Oh, shoot.
All right, Tim, would you flip this movie on?
Duh. Yeah, flip it on. If you haven't seen this movie, flip it on. Holy shit. Like, just...
Okay. Just
it's
flip
just
it.
One of the all-time classics that
flip
just
it on.
must see. Like, in the future, this shit's gonna be, like...
Real life.
Kids still need to watch it. And, yeah, probably real life.
Like 1,000 movies before you die sort of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Sam, you thought it was bleh the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Would you flip it on now?
Yeah, it was amazing this time.
So
I'm
good.
telling you, like, I think it just, like...
It's a thing. You can be in a mood and not like a movie because of said mood.
But I also think it matters, like, if you kind of just, like watch it by yourself and, like, nobody cares, you're playing on your phone, you're not really paying attention. Because I think, like, this movie deserves to, like, your full attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise you'll just be like, wow, there's another scene of them not talking. So if you're gonna flip it on... Freaking commit. Go, like, charge your phone in the other room.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Break your phone over your knee. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's a much better experience. But
and it's not overly long, so it's not, like...
Yeah.
It's a comfortable length.
It's totally doable.
Yeah, I would flip it on. I liked it. I'm interested in seeing the other ones. Maybe not Alien, the fourth one. I heard that one's where it starts going downhill.
I don't know which one that
That's
is.
probably AVP.
Resurrection? I thought it was Resurrection.
I'm trying to picture that one. Yeah, well, I know Sigourney Weaver's in that. I'm pretty sure she's in all of those. But
that's cool.
I thought the first three were the intended like storyline, and then the other, the next trilogy, the prequel trilogy. Because I don't know that Resurrection. I think it has like it's like a spin-off like the AVP movies. So,
yeah.
I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%. But
all right, you heard it here first.
Yeah,
folks.
Yeah.
Quote Tim on that. Get that in the tabloids. Those are totally a thing.
But if you like Aliens, flip this on.
Yeah, if you're a Ridley Scott fan, flip it on. Soundtrack.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
Visuals. Yes.
Sigourney Weaver.
If you like cats being cats.
Yeah.
There were 4 cats in this film that played Mrs. Jones.
Really?
Or Mr. Jones. I'm still not sure if it was what gender it was.
Interesting.
It was fluid. Yeah, and if you like watching people die,
yeah,
flip it on.
If you like stuff that looks like milk, flip it on.
If you like people's faces getting hugged and acid, flip that shit on.
Or pens getting melted, flip it on.
Yeah, I was really sad about that pen, man.
I know.
It looks like a good pen.
He's an actor, like, here's your pen. Like, what am I gonna do with that now? Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so let's get spinning here.
All right.
It's my turn. Next up, I'm up to bat. Yeah, it's not you.
Okay.
Yeah. Spin it. And here we go. Let's see what I got. Survey says number 1 answer on the board. Before their time. Holy shit. This is Cult Classics.
Oh, I was like, what is this category? I don't even remember any of the categories.
This category has been on there since the beginning.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, cult classic films, but we call it before their time to be edgy.
Yeah, because, they weren't really popular.
Yeah, right. They were before their time.
Mm-hmm.
I got just the movie for you, Adam.
Yeah? All right, I'll be excited to discuss it.
Pick from.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us this week. Sam, Country Road us out.
No.
Take
all right.
Oh,
Country Road. Oh, anyways, have a happy Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Boo to you.